Why dealing with the narcissist can feel like a battle. My name's Jared Mello, the wizard of radical self-respect and the shepherd of black sheep. In today's video, I'm going to go over why it feels like such a battle dealing with a narcissist. And as you're going to find out, there really is a very good reason for it. But if we feel this way with somebody, it's our gut trying to tell us something. And it's trying to tell us this person's trouble, this person's a problem. I should probably get out of this situation because when it comes to narcissistic people, the only way to win is to not play the game. But before we understand narcissism, we probably do all of the wrong things and we get sucked into these battles with them, and it almost never ends well. But there's a really good reason why they feel like a battle, and it starts with the goal of the narcissist in the conversation. The goal for them is to not collaborate, not problem solve, not get to the bottom of a conflict with you. The goal for the narcissist is to win, be right, or get their way. And that sets the tone for the whole conversation. And since that's their goal, their tone is going to seem different as well. There's going to be an edge to it. It's going to be sharp, and it's going to color every part of the interaction. And just that right there might put you a little bit on edge, and it might make you a little bit defensive. And again, that's the intended purpose, because they want to win. They are not trying to get to a mutual understanding with you. They are not trying to collaborate. They are not trying to problem solve. And then everything they do from here is going to be with that initial goal in mind, to win, be right, or get their way. But one of the things they'll do is something I call the ABC triple threat. And that's when they're going to start being antagonistic, belittling, and then challenging. And this really makes people want to jade, justify, argue, defend, or explain. The antagonistic part gets people on edge and irritated. The belittling part makes people want to stand up for themselves. And the challenging part makes people want to prove themselves. But again, when it comes to narcissistic people, that is not the right thing to do. The only way to win is to not play the game. And I'll go over later, when you can't go no contact with them, how to deal with it. But also what they will do, they'll like to throw in a lot of subtle jabs and zingers, and they will pepper them into the entire conversation as well. Also, they will exaggerate things. They might exaggerate your emotional state. And if you raise your voice in any way, they'll say you're so angry, you're so out of control, you need help, you need therapy. And this is all meant to get under your skin, and it can be pretty much gaslighting as well. Another thing they'll do is they'll exaggerate what something means about you. If you make one mistake, they will say, see, you can never admit when you're wrong, and that means you must be narcissistic. They're looking at everything you say through a fine-tooth comb, and they're trying to pick out things to either exaggerate, and this throws you off balance a little bit, or they'll make a false accusation against you in some way. They'll say, you said this, so this means you're a narcissist. And again, all of this is meant to get you on the defensive and explaining yourself to them. Another one of their favorite tactics is to pick out one small thing and focus on that and then ignore everything else you said. And again, this is just a way to dismiss and discredit everything you say by focusing on one small thing. And again, if you're trying to collaborate with them and problem solve with them and get to a mutual understanding, you're probably driving yourself insane at this point. But here's the other part about it. If you ever try to get them to make a concession, oh, you made a generalization here, or you were wrong about this, or you did this wrong, they will not concede a thing. They're not going to admit they're wrong about anything, and instead what they will do, they will ignore what you said and just continue to fire accusations against you. And these accusations, if you start trying to defend yourself, now you're jumping through their hoops. That's why we say, do not jade, justify, argue, defend, or explain. And again, when you're a little bit on edge and you're annoyed, it's going to be the hardest to do all of these things because they're trying to do this to you. They're trying to get you emotional. A lot of times they enjoy it when you get angry as well. They'll enjoy your positive and negative reactions. That's something to be mindful of as well. But it is really frustrating when they don't make any concessions. They don't admit they're wrong about anything, because if you're not a narcissist, you're going to be trying to get to that mutual understanding point, but they never do. So the conversation remains at this on-edge feeling, and it's really frustrating. And you'll notice the difference when you're talking to somebody that's not like this. Well, you'll get these points of mutual understanding. Oh, we're on the same page here. But when it comes to a narcissistic person, you're never on the same page with them. They never have those come together moments with you. It's always they're examining everything you say with that fine-tooth comb. And then they're going to give you the least charitable interpretation of what you say. They'll twist and distort what you say or misinterpret what you say. And I don't know about you, but when people twist and distort what I say, or misinterpret what I say, or give me the least charitable interpretation, that can be pretty frustrating. But that's their go-to. They'll continue to do that. And if you don't like being misunderstood, then you'll probably be tempted to jade. And as we know, it's just not going to work with people like this, because their goal isn't to understand. Their goal is to win. Their goal is to control, but they are relentless with this. They don't ever let their foot off the gas pedal, and it can drive people up the wall. And these conversations can go round and round and round. They'll give you least charitable interpretations. They'll tell you that you're all wrong. You must be a narcissist because you can't admit they're right. And that's the other thing they'll do. They'll make these accusations, and basically the point is, unless you agree with them about everything, and you just say they're right about everything, they're going to say that means something negative about you. But what do we do about this? Ideally, we would be able to go no contact, but that isn't always possible in co-parenting situations at work or even in the family. But we do have two tools to help us. The first one is, when we can't go no contact, gray rock. That's when we're calm, boring, and we don't give any emotional reactions. We keep things to logistics only, and we don't share anything more than what is necessary, because it will probably be used against us later if we do. The other tool is called BIF, brief, informative, friendly, and firm. Brief keeps things simple and to the point. Informative, you share what needs to be communicated. I'm going to pick up the kids at this time. Friendly, think in a line somewhere or a server in a restaurant. You're not going to be overly friendly. You're not going to share too much, but you will probably be pleasant. And then firm, because it's going to be important to have boundaries and be assertive sometimes, especially when our kids are involved. But that is the video here for today. Again, their goals are going to be different than other people's. Their goals are to win, get their way, or be right. And with that in mind, it explains the rest of their conversation tactics, from antagonism, belittling, subtle jabs, picking out one small thing you have said wrong to disprove and discredit everything you have said, exaggerating your emotional state, or making false accusations against you. You might be tempted to jade, justify, argue, defend, or explain, but that's definitely not the right thing to do. But if you got this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video if you liked it, share this video with someone that you think might benefit, maybe somebody that can't go no contact and is co-parenting or has to deal with a narcissistic person at work or in the family, and comment below your experiences on this. What has worked for you? What kinds of tactics did the narcissistic person use? Both of those things, I think, would be really helpful for other people to hear. With that, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.